Hey everyone, my name is Collin Tanner. I live in Marysville, Ohio. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a senior in high school. I'm going to talk a little bit about my battle with cancer. I'm a little bit sore from my lung surgery a couple weeks ago. My breathing's a little bit labored, so bear with me. I've started to have a lot of pain in my right knee over the summer of 2016. It was right after I turned 13. I was starting to grow a lot, and I was extremely active in sports and hanging out with friends and stuff, so I thought I was just growing pains from activities and everything. Because I played lacrosse, football, wrestling, I rode dirt bikes, I surfed, I snowboarded, I did everything that I could do. So I thought it had to do with that. But I also had Osgood-Schlatter's disease in my other knee, so I thought that could be that disease for me in my right knee. It's kind of just like a growing pain disease, and it's not too bad. So cancer obviously was not a concern, but the pain got really bad a few weeks before I was supposed to start 8th grade. It was a couple days before 8th grade, and I had to go in. I got an x-ray of my knee, and they immediately saw a growth that worried them. They sent me to get an MRI the same day. They called me down right away, and they sent me to the James Cancer Hospital at Ohio State. A biopsy soon followed, and I was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in my right knee and my distal femur. This all happened over a few days span, and we were all in a bit of shock. I attended 8th grade for one day, and then I started chemo the following one day. Chemo was difficult, but it didn't have a lot of bad side effects the first time around. I lost my hair, and I gained a ton of weight from steroids. And then after a month or two of chemo, I had a full knee replacement and partial femur replacement once the tumor started to shrink some. I had over 100 stitches, and I still have a pretty impressive scar. That first year, I also had my first thoracotomy, an open lung surgery to remove tumors from my lungs. After chemo was finished 10 months later, my scans looked clear and everyone thought I was cancer-free. I got to enjoy that feeling for a few months until my next scan, when I learned the cancer had spread to my lungs. It may have been there all along, but if so, it was just too small to be detected by a scan. In osteosarcoma, when cancer does spread from the original spot, it almost always goes to the lungs. The next 3 to 4 years were kind of a blur for me, honestly. I went through 3 main protocol types of chemo and 3 additional types of oral chemotherapy. I had 5 thoracotomies and open lung surgeries, 3 in my right lung and 2 in my left lung. Last week, I had a thoracoscopy, a less invasive surgery to remove a tumor on my left lung. I have had radiation on my right lung and also my diaphragm. I am starting radiation again in 2 days on my right lung. I've also had surgeries to lengthen my prosthetic right femur since my left leg keeps growing and my right leg cannot. The doctors have been able to control the cancer and keep it stable with chemo, radiation, and surgeries. Right now, I am also taking an oral chemo called Cabomedics. It gives me a lot of skin and pain issues in my hands and feet, but it helps control the growth of the cancer. We are always keeping our eyes open for clinical trials and other things that could help me. Luckily, I do seem to respond well to chemo and radiation so far. The cancer does keep coming back, but of course, we are hoping that someday it will not. This is Dexter. After my first relapse, I was in the hospital for chemo and I was starting to really want a dog of my own. I've always wanted a golden retriever, and I didn't think my parents would let me get a dog right at that time because I was in treatment. I know some people didn't think it's a great idea to bring a new dog into a household during treatment, but I made a PowerPoint, and it was a PowerPoint on why I think that I should get a dog, and my parents really liked the PowerPoint and thought it was a great idea, and it worked very quickly, actually, and all my points worked, and my parents ended up getting me a dog. Dexter's helped me so much. He's made life amazing. He is my amazing 3-year-old golden retriever. And so I got involved with Canines and Kids a few years ago. I became a child ambassador for them. And I've learned a lot about how similar that dog cancer and human cancer is, and especially in bone cancer for dogs and humans, which is what I have personally. By studying cancer in dogs, we can make a ton of progress for dogs and for kids and humans with cancer, and it'll help both of them at the same time. because I know that I've read that about of all the dogs that live 10 years or more, about 50% of them get cancer in their lives. And most people, almost everyone that I know, considers their dog part of their family. And if canine research can help your dogs and your family members, why would you not do it? Because you can have them both at the same time. I would like to thank you all for listening to my story, and I would like to thank Canines and Kids for having me. Thank you.
I am Ann Graham with MIB Agents. We are honored today to introduce you to Collin. His epic battle with osteosarcoma has been one he has fought with courage and tenacity. We at MIB Agents look forward to the day when such fortitude and perseverance are not required of any child facing osteosarcoma. Thank you for being here and for using your powers for good to make it better for osteo warriors like Collin. Thank you, Collin, for sharing your story. You and Dexter inspire Phoebe and I to make it better by crushing cancer at both ends of the leash.